Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. We got the Deltaforce 34 hydroplane build on the block. This is part 7. Part 7 to the hydroplane build series. I've basically put this boat together in about a week's time and filmed the whole process. Did a carbon fiber inlay, got the motor mounted up, stuffing to run. Motors are ESC is in, servo and mounts in, hardware's hanging, turn fins mounted. So all we have left is the water cooling. We got some 8mm extra large cooling line, silicone. I made a blast pickup for our secondary water intake. Primary will be the rudder. Blast pickup, homemade mount, okay, and some extra large water exits. All right, that's what we're going to be using. I was considering using some carbon fiber tubes to run the cooling. I don't know. We'll see. Let's find out. Big B, we're Ironclad RC. Let's go ahead and put the blast pickup together. We'll go ahead and get that on the boat. Okay, like prepped up my blast pickup out of a piece of cardboard. Okay, I made it, cut a few different shapes out. This is the shape I found that I liked, and I just transferred it onto a piece of carbon fiber. Okay, alright, so I got my blue Loctite on. Okay, I'm using these, what I call this a beauty ring. I don't know exactly what you call them. You rarely see them online, like when you're shopping around. You really don't see these guys right here and what they're called. So if anybody can answer that, what is this called? I know it's a washer of some kind, but let me know what you guys call it. Alright, so I'm using that to kind of keep a lot of pressure on this, you know, and it looks good. Okay, I'm also going to use a larger size one on the actual pickup. It's going to increase the footprint, like grabbing area, so hopefully when we get this tightened down it don't move around on us. Okay, so it actually turned out pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Homemade. I made this. That's homemade. I bent my own tube, cut everything. It turned out pretty good. I like it. So let's see how it looks. I already know what it looks like on the boat. We'll set this thing up when we're on the water, but you basically want it, you know, just behind the tip of your blade, not down in the middle, because water usually flicks off the tip, trailing edge area. So somewhere in there. All right, maybe put it out here so it don't touch the prop, something like that. Okay, I got mine bent with the opening right here, so that should blast water through there. Nice, you know, it looks good. It looks really good on the boat. Okay, so get that tightened up for the time being. I know what you guys are thinking. B, it's easy. It's water cooling. Just freaking run it from the rudder to the motor. Be done with it, right? Be done with it. But I mean, not so much. You really got to think about it. The boating is a thinking man's game. It really is. You got to think about everything when you build a boat, you know. So I use these little short runs, and I kind of see where I want to put things. Do I want to run it behind the servo over here and kind of tuck everything away out of sight, or do I want to run it right down the middle and you know, like that, and have them flopping around, you know, or hide them? Or do we want to use a carbon fiber tube like I did in the UL19? Run it right down the center, maybe one on each side, one going to the motor, one going to the ESC. Do we want to do it like that? Have a nice, clean, lightweight setup, because these carbon fiber tubes are, well, inch for inch. It's so, well, I measured it. I cut one of, well, I had a couple of them that I weighed up that were the same length. This weighs 12 grams. This weighs 15 grams for that length. So it's a couple grams lighter, not much, not really going to matter. But a couple grams, okay? So I was thinking about doing that. One goes to the motor, and then the other one goes to the ESC, okay? That's one option. All right. I'm thinking about, well, I think I'm going to drill both of them right here. One right here and one right here for my through hole, okay? Have them go behind the servo and to the motor, okay? And I'm thinking I'm going to have both of them coming out the right hand side of the boat. One out the motor, and then the other one out the ESC. Basically right out both of them on the right hand side. The only bad thing about the right hand side water exit is when you're running your boat in an oval, the boat's usually on the other side of the pond when you get to see the left hand side and the water flow. Typically you want to try to get your flow like on the left side so you could see it coming out, and visually inspect your cooling flow, make sure you're cooling your electronics while you're running the boat. Really, I mean, as long as you got everything hooked up right, it's going to be cooling regardless, unless you get a piece of trash in your rudder or something, or pickup. But so I was sitting here playing around. I think I'm going to run my exits on the top over here, like as far, kind of like maybe like right here, like right there, one behind the other, and then we'll have water shooting up out the boat, and it will look cool. We could visually see the cooling, and it kind of works. It will actually, if I run both of them with these exits, it should actually balance my boat out side to side right, because I'm kind of leaning to the left, you know what I'm saying, with my current setup. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Also, whenever you're setting up your cooling, I recommend like putting everything in your boat. Put your batteries in, put your receiver in, like where you're going to run everything, what you have to like everything, put it in the boat so you can see where to run your cooling line. Okay, you start drilling holes, and then you drill the hole for your exit, and then you found out your cooling line's got to run over your battery, and then it's just going to be a pain in the butt to get it out. That's no bueno. So you want to set everything up, okay, and really think about it. I know cooling is like, oh, super easy, but when you custom build a boat, you gotta consider every scenario, So yeah, let's go ahead and drill the hole for the tube in the transom. So I got my holes marked out, kind of figured out where I wanted to put them with my cooling lines on my hardware. Okay, kind of figured out where I wanted to run them, a good spacing for them. Like, am I going to have any kinks? Is it going to be enough room for everything to work? So I'm going to actually drill them out right here. Okay. So, God hates a coward. Let's do it. Oh yeah, nice tight fit. All right, not too tight that I'm compressing, or I hope it's not too tight. That I'm compressing my line, kind of a happy medium there. A little bit of silicone grease. Need to figure out which one is going to be to the rudder. Okay, so I think I'm going to run my outside one to the rudder, and then the inside one will go to the blast pickup. Yeah, that's how we'll do it, like that. Alright, so that looks good. Now we need to figure out how we're going to run it. I think I'm going to go blast pickup. Let's see. Blast pickup to the motor. Let's do that. Okay. Blast pickup to the motor. Oh, Oh, I guess I could run my ESC line through here instead of going through here like I was thinking with this carbon fiber tube. Maybe just go through here. That might be good. Yeah, that'll work. To our ESC, to the motor. Okay, plenty of line. Once you cut it, it's cut. Okay. That looks good. That looks good. All right. Make sure I got slack. To my rudder. Alright. That looks good. Okay, that looks pretty good back there. Got it run to the motor, ESC. Now we got to figure out the boat, and I hope I got enough cooling line. I got 6 feet from Offshore Electrics. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna have enough line. Okay, so this is gonna go out the boat. Son of a gun. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna go out the top. You know, don't want to drill it too far over because we got the non-trip, that non-trip angle right there. If you drill it too far over, you won't be able to get your line in. So I want to leave enough room for tape. You know, so maybe right in here. I think that'll be cool, you know, with the water shooting straight up, and with the line or the exit mounted up top. It'll kind of keep my cooling line on the deck. If I mount it high on the side, the angle of the non-trip, it'll like pick my line up like this, and it'll kind of be in the way when I put my batteries in. So I'm thinking right there, you know. Also consider run it right out the freaking bottom. I know somebody will say, oh no. I think I am going to do it up top. That's what I've been considering, you know. So I actually use this index, this drill index right here, whenever I drill through holes for my boat, so I know I got the right bit, you know. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so I silicone these in place, okay, and use a little bit of adhesive on your finger. Your nut will stick on there, so you can get the nut on, like whatever you're working on. Boom! I actually like that, you guys. I really do. Yeah, man. So always pay attention when you drill holes for an exit. Remember, taking consideration the length of the water exit and the angle you're putting it on. Like if you put it like right up, like up top, just say you put the exit right here, like right here. See the angle? Okay, it's gonna like run into the top of the boat, and it's gonna be hard to get your cooling line in and out. If I were to drill these any closer over to the side, I wouldn't have been able to get my cooling line up there because of the non-trip. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and get my cooling lines on. Oh man, oh boy, that looks good. Ooh doggy, she's done. She's freaking done, boy. So yeah, so to the motor, to the ESC, out the ESC, and out the boat. Okay, actually had to put a splice. I used a brass tube to splice this black and red line together. I have to get some more line. That's a bummer, but it ain't gonna stop me from doing the mating. That is for sure. So what I'm gonna do to help hold my cooling lines on the boat is basically cut another piece of cooling line, a little slither. Okay, I'll use some of my skinny nosed pliers and basically slide this into or on my main line. Okay, and that will help keep my cooling line on, keep it tight. All right, I actually need to redo that one so it fits on there a little bit better, but you guys get the idea. There we go, I actually got it. That'll hold them on. So I'm gonna do that here and here. Okay, one of my viewers sent me a bunch of these guys right here. These are 8mm cooling line organizers. It's actually for the Blackjack 42 or like pro boats that have those the inner skeletal, like the Sonic Wake. You can actually clip them into a little hole and it'll hold everything in place for you, hold it together. So I'm actually going to cut this off. I'll clean it up later on off camera, so you ain't gotta wait for me to do all that. Okay, cut that little clip off, and I'm using it right here to hold my lines together, kind of away from my coupler. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hold it away from my coupler. I'm also going to use them like right here, and I'll put one like right in here. It'll just kind of keep my lines from flopping around, organize it. Yeah, like so. All right, so like this being angled down like that, it actually puts pressure on that, kind of keeps it like pushed down so it's not going to vibrate and hit the top. Now I do need to do something about this one back here. I can't stand cooling line flopping around, and it turned out pretty good minus the red line. I still got to double side tape this down. I got to go get some good tape. I had some what was it, Gorilla? I had some Gorilla like outdoor tape, and it just wouldn't stick it down. So I got to go get some 3M outdoor, like heavy duty, the good stuff, because this can't move. It can't go nowhere. If it does, it'll crack my boat right here. So I got to make sure that's in there perfect, like down. And I'll probably shove a piece of foam right here, you know, maybe even glue a little piece of foam, like a little thin slither of foam right here, in case it does like bust loose. I'll have some padding. You know, I've broken hatches on boats with my ESC coming loose. boom, and I crash and it break my hatch. So yeah, she is done, boy. I really like the way this blast pickup come out, you know, really do. And I want to give another shout out to Arthur, because he sent me a buku of nuts and bolts, and I use these for my turn fin and for this. So thank you again to the boat gang for taking care of me. He sent me some M2, 3, 4, and 5s. So thank you, Arthur. Thank you. You're the man. Once again, I'm gonna give you a shout out. The boat gang, you guys freaking rule. I hope you guys like this build series. The next video, we're gonna do our bench tune and maiden run. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.